Very pleasant morning, children. So, today's session is regarding the worksheet, the chapter manufacturing industries. Okay, fine. So, this worksheet was sent last week. Okay, and I could find here and there some minor mistakes were found. So, let me give a clear concept regarding this. Okay, children. So, number one question in the worksheet, the lesson manufacturing industries was first thing manufacturing. What is the meaning for manufacturing? Fine. And what were the two importance? So, there are many importance, but the question which was asked was any two importance. Fine. So now, first let us define the meaning for manufacturing. Okay. So, manufacturing is otherwise called as a secondary sector. Fine. So, it is a production of goods in large quantities after the processing of raw materials into finished product. Okay. So, it is what a production of. Okay, it's a production activity. It is converting what? The raw material into valuable and finished product. Okay, children? Fine. So, next answer, that is for the importance. Okay. So, what was the importance? Actually, manufacturing is the backbone, okay, of the Indian economy. And what were the importance? What is significance of the manufacturing sector? So, number one, we can take as an eradication of unemployment. Okay, eradication of unemployment, one. Then other thing, that is to modernize agriculture. Okay, and the third thing, that is it will, when the case note is adapting the technique of modernizing agriculture, few people know they depend upon the agriculture field. Okay, so in that cases it provides the employment. Okay, so it provides employment in which other sectors, not only in agriculture, that is in secondary, as well as we have tertiary sector. It is a manufacturing sector, industries, and tertiary sector. There is a service sector. Okay. So next, what is the other significance? It is export of manufactured goods. Clear? Export of manufactured goods will let what? Expand of trade and commerce. Clear? So it leads to expand of trade and commerce and earn foreign exchange. Clear, children? So here, what is the manufacturing? It is nothing but the raw material. It's the production sector where the raw materials are converted into finished product or maybe a valuable product. Okay. The next significance, I have given you that eradication of unemployment, modernizing agriculture provides the employment. Okay. Not only in agriculture, the secondary and tertiary, and because of the expansion. How it is got expansion? Because of the export of the manufactured goods. Fine. Okay. Next question was, mention the factors responsible for location of industries. There is a second question. Second question number 2. Factors responsible for location of industries. Fine. So now when you just take the factors which are responsible, we can broadly classify into two. Okay, that is one, we can take it as a physical factors. Okay, one is physical factors and other one is human factors. So these two factors are responsible for what? For the location of an industry. Fine. So which comes under the physical factors? Maybe one, raw material can be taken. Okay. Then the source of energy, okay, this is a power supply, water, okay, raw materials one, power supply, water as well as climate. Clear? So this can be taken as a physical factors. So what are the human factors? That is, we have a labor, market, transport, communications, okay, capital. So all comes under human factors. So which are the factors responsible? We have the factors grouping as a physical as well as the human factors. Fine, children. So what comes under physical factors? That is the raw materials, power supply, water, climate. Whereas here human factors, labor, market, transport and the capital. Fine. So next, what was the third question? Third question is classification of industries on the basis of ownership. So there are many classifications that is based on the raw materials one, okay, or maybe based on the size or the investment, clear, or based on the key role. But what was the question asked to you? Classification of industries, isn't it? Classification. There's a question number 3. Classification of industries based on ownership. Fine. The third question. So here, based on the ownership, we have 4 classification. So number 1, that is the public sector, then private sector, then third one is the joint sector, number 4 cooperative sector. Okay, children, so industries are classified on the basis of ownership, isn't it? What are the classifications, categories we have? Based on public sector, private sector, joint sector and the cooperative sector. Fine. So now let us know who takes the in charge, who manages the public sector. So here all the assets, okay, the agencies are completely operated by whom? That is by the state, by the government. Okay, so whatever the assets, the ownership is have a full control by the government. Clear, children? Okay. Then here private sector, who has the power? That is an individual. Okay, the single person or maybe a group of people, group of individuals. So they have the control over the assets. So they can have the right to operate that. Joint sector here, both state as well as individual. So here we come across state as well as the individual. Okay. Then the cooperative sector. So cooperative sector, who are the people engaged in operating here? Maybe the producer. Okay, the group may be a producer or maybe a raw material suppliers. Okay, raw material suppliers or maybe a workers. Okay, so they have the right to control over the cooperative sectors. Okay, so here whatever may be the loss and the gain, okay, the stakeholders, they may pool their resources. Clear? So here profit, maybe sometimes they may earn the profit or they may just see the losses. So they proportionately share. Clear? And what can be the finest example we can cite for this? Maybe these Amul dairy, okay, and we have sugar industries in Maharashtra, and one more thing, that is a coir industry in Kerala. Clear? And when we just take off a joint sector, we can have oil, that is Oil India Limited. Clear? Then here we can ask, just give as an Tata and Iron Steel, and here we can give it as a BHL, that is say Steel Authority of India Limited. Okay, here TISCO. Fine. So next, what was the other question we saw is, why iron and steel industry is known as the basic industry? Okay. So what was the reason? Why do we call iron as well as the steel industries as a base industries? Why do we call that? What made it to call as an iron and steel as an important one? Fine. So next is, question number 4. Why iron and steel industries are known as, okay, why iron and steel industry is known as or referred as basic or heavy industry? Okay, so many other industries, they make use of iron, that is for making use of other products. No, iron and steel is used. Clear? So these forms the basic raw materials for the other manufacturing. Okay, example, now where in which fields we are able to see much? Maybe the equipment used in the medicals, or maybe telephonic, okay, or maybe in the engineered goods. Okay, so in many areas, iron and steel is used. Iron and steel are used as an important raw material. Okay, so because of these reasons, iron and steel industry is known as what industries? Is a basic or maybe a, so it is helping, so it is supporting by providing as a raw material. Okay, children? Fine. Okay. So the next question number 5. What are the objectives of national jute policy? So what was the objectives of the national jute policy? Actually, this term we come across in which crop? National jute policy. Fine. So we came across these terms in production of jute. Okay, so jute is the first producer. When you just take the second place comparing to Bangladesh, so India produces much of jute. Okay, so due to some reasons, that is the raw material may not be sufficient. poor infrastructure, okay, sometimes the labor efforts may not be efficient, poor supply, okay. So due to some conditions and due to some stiff competition, they are not able to compete with the international market. So in that case, a national jute policy was adopted in the year 2005. Okay. So what was the objective of this? That is to increase. So first objective is what? To increase the productivity. To increase the productivity of jute. So next, improving the quality of jute. First is the productivity of jute. Next, second point, to improve the quality of jute. Okay. Next, to support the prices. To support the prices of jute. Okay. Next, to raise the hectare, that is a jute production, jute yield. So these are the main objectives of the national jute policy. So what is the first policy? To increase the production of jute, then to improve the quality of jute, to support the price level of the farmers, to raise the jute yield, okay, per hectare. So these were the main objectives of the national jute policy. Okay, so next question, what was the difference? Just state the differences of mini steel plant as well as integrated steel plant. Okay, it's a very simple answer, though you are done it, but I am just pointing out the mistakes so that it will be helpful for attempting the exams in future well to earn the very good marks. Fine. Next, question number 6. According to that, differences. So, what were the differences between mini steel plant as well as integrated steel plant? Clear? Fine. So the name itself mini is understood that it is a small plant. So mini steel plant is a small, integrated is a large. Okay. So number one difference what we find is integrated steel plant is larger. Okay. Then mini steel plant. Fine. Then what type of raw material they use? Second difference is mini steel plant. So what they use? They use the scrap or maybe the spongy iron. Clear? So what type of this thing they use? But whereas the integrated, no, they use steel. So integrated steel plant, they use what? Steel as a raw material. Okay. And the third difference is mini steel plant. So they produce what? Alloy. Okay, mini steel plant, they produce alloy, whereas integrated steel plant produces only steel. So integrated steel plant produces only steel. Clear? So here differences Mini means small, integrated is a large plant. So mini scale plant, what they use, it is for making some few or maybe less quantity of materials there. They may make use of scrap or the spongy iron. Whereas integrated steel plant, they make use of the iron. Clear? So here, mini steel plant, they produce alloy, they manufacture alloy, whereas integrated steel plant, they make steel. So the next question, what are the challenges faced by sugar industries? Let me write here question number 7. Okay, challenges faced by sugar industry. So many of the sugar industries know it is much concentrated in the areas of Maharashtra, isn't it? So they have a tendency to shift over because of what? Because of the seasonal in nature, okay, and the cooler climate for the crushing. And moreover, no, sugar industry is ideally suited for the cooperative industries. But there are some challenges faced by the sugar industries. So number one, it is seasonal in nature. So only particular season only we are able to grow this. Okay, and other thing is somewhat the method, okay, implemented, it was somewhat inefficient. So they were not able to make use of the new techniques. Okay, some traditional methods were adapted. So there was an inefficient method of production. And third thing is the delay in carrying over. So there was a delay in transporting what? In transporting sugarcane to industries. Okay. So these were the major challenges undertook by the sugar industries. That is, first thing is what? It is seasonal in nature, and the method implemented, it was inefficient, and there was a delay in transporting cane to industries. Okay. And the next question, question number, how do industries pollute environment? Is fine. What are the reasons? Actually, pollution, what is the main reason for making the environment polluted due to industries? Okay, so number one, we can take it as an due to the effluence of the dust or the smoke emitted by where? From the industry. So when these smokes, okay, get released and get into the air, we people know, okay, air is a very important natural resource. Okay, sometimes so when we just intake of such kind of air, it becomes very tough to breathe, especially in the people those who are having the blood pressures or maybe some heart problem, they are not able to breathe over that. So this may also cause some diseases, or maybe next maybe the waterborne diseases. How the waterborne diseases occur? Okay, that is how sometimes no, even the industrial waste when it dumped into the water, it happens sometimes for drinking or for cooking or for any other uses. So in that cases no, waterborne diseases occur. Then we have a noise pollution. How the noise pollution? Because of what? Machines, okay, drilling machines, or maybe the huge industries creating the sounds, or maybe the continuous foreign of vehicles. Okay, so this may hinder the life of the, some people will be disturbed by the heartbeat. Okay, so those people, sometimes what happens there, they are not able to get. So some people become deaf. Okay, so what are the main causes? It is factors, okay, responsible for industrial, okay, factors responsible for the industrial, that is for the degrading environment. So we saw first one, maybe the land pollution, there is water pollution, okay, then air pollution, then the noise pollution, okay. So these causes the great distress for the economic life. Fine. So now question number 9, it was taken as production and consumption. Okay, so production, that is the 4 factors of productions are there. Which are the 4 factors? There is a land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. So it is the aim of creating and utilizing the services. Fine. And the consumption where the people they come over, and when they have the interest of getting, definitely if actually the consumer what type of goods they want to get. Actually, they prefer for a very good quality and quantity, isn't it? So, depending on the production and the consumption, okay, why the iron and steel industry is regarded as an index of the Indian economy or maybe the country. So here, so next question number 9, it is production and consumption of steel. Production and consumption of steel is regarded as an index of country's development. So before we saw that iron and steel, it is considered again as an important and very basic thing. Okay. So steel and iron industries, they are called as a backbone of, okay, number 1, steel and iron. How it is referred? It is referred as an backbone of Indian industries. Clear? For everywhere they make use of only iron and steel. And the second reason is actually for any manufacturing production, as we saw that maybe in the engineered goods or maybe in the medicines equipments or telephonic equipments. So everywhere, that is the any materials or any objects, maybe from the small safety pin to the many like an heavy industries, what the machines they use, it is only because of iron. Okay, so these 2 reasons will make can be considered as a production, as the consumption of the steel is regarded as an index of the country's development. Okay. So next is the question number 10. It was enlist the significance of software technology part. Question number 10. Okay, children. Up to 9th question we saw. Now it is the last question. That is software technology part. Okay. So very important content. So day by day you can see how the field is increasing. Okay, children. Fine. So now First, let us know what is the meaning for a software technology path. That is a benefit it provides. Okay, first it provides single window service and high data communication. Okay, children. So here we are able to find. So what is the first important thing? So it provides the single window service and high data communication. So what is the communication? So where the people know we are able to convey the messages. Okay, but in ancient days, we had these letters or maybe the envelopes. Okay, but now no, the present generations know we are able to see plenty. Okay, plenty of information technologies and new innovations has come. So the new communication has brought the world as a strength. So what is then first thing? It provides a single window service and high data communications. Fine. So next, at the same time, we are able to see the major impact of these industry has given the employment generation. Okay. So what is the next thing? It provides the major employment generation. That is the thing. And the third thing is it encouraged. So it encouraged the people. So what kind of people there? 30% of women know they are employed. So encourage 30% of women, that is in the job opportunities. Okay, and what is the fourth one? It has been a major foreign exchange earner. Okay, next, number 5, it is a continuous growth in the hardware and the software. And the software is the key success of IT industry. Okay, so here we can just analyze. So what is the meaning for the software technology path and what are the benefits? Okay, so what's the best benefit here? It provides the single window service and it provides the high data communication. Okay, the second thing is what? It provides the major employment. Okay, especially for the young generations, it is providing a lot of employment. And mostly, nearly 30% of the women, they are engaged in where? In this sector. The next is, it has been a major foreign exchange earner. So through this IT field, we are able to get exchange. Next, the last one is continuous growth in the hardware as well as in the software. It has given to what? It has given to the key success of IT industries. So much where we are able to see much of software technology paths, especially in we can see we are able to find in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Okay, and even we have in Srinagar some places. Okay, so major places we are able to see. Okay, so IT field as a broad, the world as an closer. Okay, so many people know they like to work on this. Okay, children. So now we are just now I explained the answers for all the 10 questions which were given to you were. So it will be helpful for attempting the exams well. And one more thing I want to insist is, so when you present your worksheet or maybe your UT answers, please see to that you are presenting in a neat way. Okay, so when you send a worksheet or maybe the UT papers, Nama, it is somewhat not arranged properly. Please write the page number. Okay, it should be properly arranged, one thing, and the handwriting should be very neat. It should be legible to read. Okay, and underline the side captions in and there. Once the one question is completed, please see to that you are drawing the line. Okay, and one more request is everyone should attend the exams well. Don't get absent. And even in the Zoom sessions, the question sessions or maybe the doubt clarification, you are always invited. So if you have a doubt, maybe in the class sessions, okay, so you can come frankly, okay, without any fear, try to get your clear doubts. Okay, and one more thing is, other thing is what, during the question hour. Okay, whether it is right or not for the answers for that question, but you have to come forward for answering. Okay, children, so don't hesitate that. Full attendance I must see. Thank you, children.